All right, everybody, the finishing touches. Let me get this tool off of here so you can see what I'm looking at. So this is going to be our finished product right here. Simple but effective is what we're going for. We'll be doing some text today and a border around the outsides just to kind of help the sake of the print. So let me hop to the new file here, or the file that we left off at. We're going to be using a really, really good free font website. So let me take you to that now. It is called dafont.com. On here, there's a whole bunch of categories of fonts. I went to the foreign look. If you pick any of these countries right here, you're off to a good start. You could search with the search bar, or you could go into any as well. Just to change it up from what I did before, let me try something more like brush style over here in the script. Then I can search through these, find anything that I like. Maybe I'll go, we'll go with this one right, nah, I don't like any of those. We'll go with this one right here. When you find a fight, oh, I like this one better. When you find a font that you like, there's a download button on the right. Go ahead and click that. Downloads will appear in the top right of Safari as long as you're using that browser. Click the little down arrow icon. Sometimes they come in a folder like this Yankin right here. Sometimes they come in just the TTF file. If they're in a folder, double click the folder, and then you're looking for a .ttf, preferably worst case scenario OTF. Double click the font, and then you'll see this pop up. Hit install font. It'll start downloading or installing it into your font book. These are all the fonts that you've downloaded on your computer. Remember the names. So mine is YAKIN. You're going to open up Photoshop and you're going to take the type tool right here. Once the type tool is selected, at the top of your screen, you're going to see all this information right here. Before you go ahead and do that, though, click just once. And on your screen, you're going to get Lorem Ipsum somewhere. Don't worry about what it looks like or how big it is yet. Then, while it's still highlighted, my font right now says Helvetica. I'm going to click in here and I'm going to type whatever that font was. It was, oh God, YAKIN, I think. Yep, there it is. So you can see my font already changed. Second thing I might want to do is change the font size. This project is big, so I just go to 72 to start. We can make it bigger later. Color, I would make it black right up here. Again, we're keeping these grayscale, so if you want to, you can mess around with grays, but I'm just going to go solid black. The city I chose is Tokyo, so now I'll just type Tokyo, Tokyo. Then, since it's still kind of too small, I'm going to take the move tool here and I'm going to stretch it out. Now that it's a good bit larger, I'll move it into size and place where I kind of want it, maybe like right about there. That looks pretty good. Now, I want to do it again. I want to find a second font. I have some on my computer, so I'm just going to use one that I currently have to speed things up. I'm going to take the type tool again, right here. I'm going to click somewhere else away from my current font to make a new Lorem Ipsum. After the new Lorem Ipsum is made, something else you could do is you can search by fonts in here. We'll go with one that I've already used. We'll go with this guy right here, Myoko. And then 72 is fine. I'm going to type in Japan with that, since I think you guys should do city and then country. I'm going to take the move tool and I'm going to stretch Japan out. I prefer that this one's a little bit smaller and kind of like hangs a little tight in with it, maybe something like that. All right, now let me show you a really cool trick to do with Japan, or whatever your country name is. Over here in your layers, you'll see that I have a Japan layer, Japan text layer. I don't know why it's not taking. There we go. You might have to hit enter or take the move tool or something. With the Japan layer selected, you're looking at FX down here at the bottom. Go ahead and hit that. And the one that we're going to do first is stroke right here. That gives it an outline. In the stroke thing, you want the size to be 3. I don't think you should go any bigger than that. Position, you should change that to outside if it's not. And the color should be a solid black. Opacity 100%. So use my settings. Hit OK. Or no, don't hit OK. Move. Go over here. And also, I want you to look for color overlay right here. Go ahead and click that. And then blend mode normal, change the color to a solid white, leave the opacity at 100, and hit OK. What you'll notice is that it appears as if it's just an outline text rather than a solid fill, which I think really complements the top one. Okay. Last but not least for the text, adding a little bit of flair is nice. It helps the overall framing. Let me show you what I did on mine. I recommend GPS coordinates and the established date, like what date is the town officially made a town. So what I did was I went to Google and I Googled Tokyo established or EST date for established. There it is right there, established on May 1st, 1889. So I'm going to click, drag, select all of this, copy it. That's Command C for copy. I'm going to go back into Photoshop. Let's go to our new file. I'm going to zoom down here a little bit. Hit T for type or to select the type tool. Click once, you get your lorem ipsum. This font I highly recommend for this. Go to wherever is in here and type Helvetica or HEL and you'll see it come up. The one that I think is the best for this is Helvetica Neue Ultra Light right here. That way it's not so abrupt from the other ones. You can use whatever you want, but I recommend this. Size, I'm going to leave it at 72 right now. We're going to shrink this down later. Then hit Command V as in victory, and you'll see that it pastes it. I'm going to take the move tool. I'm going to shrink this guy down pretty far. I definitely don't want him to be near as big as Tokyo or Japan. I like the center format. Again, no right or wrong though. After you have that, I'm going to go back to Google. And the other thing that I searched was Tokyo GPS coordinates. Here they are right here. So I'm going to click and drag to copy, Command C for copy, back into Photoshop, T for type, click once, get my lorem ipsum, Command V, and it pastes. Then I will shrink this guy down, move him on in. I think smaller is better for this. Center it. You can zoom in if you want more precise controls. And, ooh, there we go. That pink line means it's snapping to the middle, which is always a good sign. And voila. All right. Now, for a better frame at the final, I highly recommend that you guys do this. You're going to go take the rectangle tool right here. And whether or not you've used that for the shape behind your object, I'd still do this. With the rectangle tool, make sure these settings are the same as before. No fill, black stroke, 5 pixels. Start somewhere towards the top left. Click and swipe down. Now you want to make the borders about the same. We're not taking rulers and measuring, but if you let go right here, it looks nice. I'm going to select the rectangle marquee tool because it's a good one to just kind of like get off of everything. And there you go. You have a well-framed photo. I actually like the triangle maybe arguably better than my circle one right here. You can see just by changing the shape and the font, it's a different poster at this point. All right, that is it, guys. Excited to see your results.